Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful. Deacon and Taylor's romance ignites. Sheila and Ridge's outrage erupts. Bold and the Beautiful explodes with sparks flying between Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, and Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan. If their connection ignites, it could send shockwaves through their existing relationships, particularly with Taylor's ex, Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kay, and Deacon's current wife, Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown. Deacon is currently reeling from the revelation that Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is alive, and that Sheila knew about it all along, keeping this secret from him. This betrayal has driven Deacon to seek solace and advice from Taylor. He's finding it difficult to even face Sheila, feeling that she prioritized supporting Luna, who harmed his friends Tom Starr, Clint Howard, and Hollis W. Chambers, over his own feelings and well-being. Tom had dedicated himself to rebuilding his life, and Hollis was a promising actor with aspirations. Deacon feels Sheila's actions demonstrated a lack of loyalty and honor towards him, her husband. He's confided in Taylor that he's lost all faith in Sheila and is questioning his entire relationship with her. Taylor, having experienced her own heartbreaks, empathizes with Deacon's pain. She shared her own struggles, suggesting that one cannot change a person's fundamental nature, a sentiment likely aimed at Ridge's pattern of returning to Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, despite their tumultuous history. Taylor also expressed concern about how her daughter, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes, would react to the news of Luna's survival, given Luna's past attempts on Steffi's life. As Taylor and Deacon commiserate, a bond is clearly forming. Taylor has expressed her happiness in talking with Deacon and encouraged him to return for more conversations, to which he agreed. This suggests an increase in their time together, potentially leading to them supporting each other through their shared experiences of betrayal on Bold and the Beautiful. What began as a doctor-patient relationship could evolve into a friendship, and perhaps even something more. Taylor might find Deacon's loyalty and reformed character appealing. Furthermore, Taylor may be aware that a relationship with Deacon would provoke Ridge, adding an intriguing dynamic to her motivations. Historically, Ridge has been possessive and controlling regarding Brooke's relationships. It's plausible he might try to dissuade Taylor from pursuing Deacon, much like he did with Brooke and Nick Marone. However, Ridge's current wife, Brooke, might view a Taylor-Deacon pairing favorably. Brooke could see this as a way to remove Sheila from Deacon's life and, by extension, from the lives of Hope and Beth. Additionally, Brooke might believe that if Taylor is settled with Deacon, she would be less likely to pursue Ridge. This could lead Brooke to actively support a Taylor-Deacon romance, especially given her recent conversation with Taylor about fate potentially bringing a new man into her life. Should Deacon and Taylor grow closer, Sheila is almost certain to react with extreme anger. Spoilers indicate Sheila is desperate to salvage her marriage, but Deacon's sense of betrayal is profound. Sheila cannot afford to lose Deacon, who has shown remarkable tolerance for her erratic behavior. If Sheila discovers Deacon spending more time with Taylor, she may revert to her old, volatile ways, potentially threatening or even becoming physically aggressive towards Taylor. Such an event could inadvertently push Deacon closer to Taylor as he moves to protect her, rather than pulling him back to Sheila. While the outcome remains uncertain, whether it leads to romance or a strong friendship, the possibility of a new dynamic is exciting. However, there's a concern that this might simply shift Taylor from one love triangle, Brooke, Ridge, Taylor, to another, Deacon, Sheila, Taylor. If there's one thing The Bold and the Beautiful does better than almost any other soap, it's taking a forbidden romance and fanning it into a wildfire. Just when viewers thought Deacon Sharp had found his steady footing with Sheila Carter, and when Taylor Hayes appeared focused on her family, rather than romance, the show has set the stage for an explosive new storyline. Deacon and Taylor are about to ignite a spark that no one saw coming, and the fallout is already threatening to consume Los Angeles. A chance encounter turns into something more. It all begins innocently enough. Taylor visits Il Giardino, looking for a moment of peace after another tense argument with Ridge about family loyalty and Brooke's place in his life. Deacon behind the bar notices her weary expression. Instead of offering his usual smirk and sarcastic remark, he listens. Really listens. For Taylor, who has long felt dismissed by Ridge, this attention feels like a breath of fresh air. The two share a drink and a conversation that stretches longer than expected. Taylor opens up about the constant weight of being judged. By Ridge, by Brooke, and by nearly everyone in their circle. Deacon confesses that he too knows what it feels like to always be the outsider, the one who will never quite be good enough for the Forresters. In that moment, two lonely souls find common ground. What begins as camaraderie soon simmers into chemistry. Taylor laughs in a way she hasn't in years, and Deacon, usually guarded, finds himself genuinely vulnerable. The camera lingers on a glance, a brush of the hand, and fans know the spark has been lit. Sheila's jealousy boils. Over, of course, no romance on B&B comes without a storm. Sheila Carter has clawed her way back into Deacon's life, against all odds. He harbored her when no one else would, risked everything for her freedom, and even entertained a twisted idea of a future with her. But as Deacon's connection with Taylor deepens, Sheila senses her hold slipping. Sheila doesn't take rejection lightly. The thought of Taylor, her longtime adversary, stepping into her territory is unbearable. Sheila's possessiveness erupts into a jealous rage. She corners Deacon, demanding to know if Taylor has become more than just a friend. Deacon, trying to diffuse her fury, insists it's not serious. But Sheila can see the truth in his eyes. For Sheila, this isn't just about losing Deacon. It's about Taylor winning. Taylor, the respected psychiatrist, the moral compass, the woman Ridge always runs back to. Sheila can't stomach the idea of her rival being happy with the man she has claimed as her own. The result? Sheila vows revenge, her eyes glinting with that all-too-familiar menace. Ridge's outrage. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester catches wind of his ex-wife's budding romance. It comes to him via the gossip mill at Forrester Creations, where nothing stays secret for long. At first, Ridge laughs off the idea of Taylor with Deacon. She's too smart for that, he insists to Brooke. But when the rumors are confirmed, Ridge explodes. For Ridge, this isn't just about jealousy. He sees Deacon as a perpetual threat. A con man, a bad influence, a man who has hurt Brooke, Hope, and nearly everyone he's crossed paths with. The idea of Taylor lowering herself to be with Deacon infuriates him. Ridge storms into Taylor's office, demanding to know if it's true. Taylor, composed but firm, refuses to let Ridge dictate her choices. She reminds him that he has waffled between her and Brooke for decades, breaking her heart more times than she can count. "You don't get to tell me who's worthy of me, Ridge," she declares. "Not anymore." Her words sting, but Ridge can't let it go. He swears he won't let Deacon ruin Taylor's life. A forbidden kiss. The tension escalates when Taylor and Deacon share their first kiss. It happens after another heartfelt conversation, this time about hope. Taylor praises Deacon for trying to rebuild his relationship with his daughter. Even when the odds were against him, Deacon admits that Taylor makes him want to be a better man. The vulnerability, the yearning, and the chemistry collide in a moment neither of them can resist. The kiss is passionate, desperate, and filled with years of longing for something real. For Taylor, it's freedom from Ridge's shadow. For Deacon, it's validation that he deserves love beyond Sheila's toxic grip. But as fate would have it, their kiss doesn't remain private for long. Unbeknownst to them, Sheila witnesses everything. The betrayal cuts deep, but it also fuels her next move. She won't let Taylor steal Deacon without a fight, and her fights are always dangerous. Sheila plots, Ridge confronts. The fallout begins almost immediately. Sheila corners Taylor, taunting her about Deacon's flaws and reminding her of the danger that comes with being in his orbit. "Men like Deacon don't change," Sheila hisses. "They just drag you down with them." Taylor, unshaken, counters that she believes in Deacon's redemption. This only enrages Sheila further, pushing her to the edge of violence. At the same time, Ridge confronts Deacon in a blistering showdown. Accusations fly across Il Giardino's bar as Ridge demands that Deacon stay away from Taylor. Deacon, no longer intimidated, fires back. "You don't get to control her anymore, Ridge. You had your chance. Maybe she deserves a man who won't keep running back to Brooke every time she blinks." The two nearly come to blows before being pulled apart. But the war lines are drawn. Ridge and Sheila, unlikely allies in Outrage, against Taylor and Deacon, who are finally daring to follow their hearts.